Well, good morning at Dartfish Rally, friends. It is day 2 of the Acropolis Rally of Greece. Big day ahead of us, folks. Yesterday, 65 kilometres. We seem to be on the road forever for those 65 kilometres. Well, today, the loop is just over 70, 140 kilometres in total. We've come up into the mountains above Lamia, and I have to say, it's a little bit chilly. Have a look at this. Oit Tanak. Now, it is a little gloomy. It's just adjusting the angle of those low down lights that allow you almost to see around the corners. You can't quite see around the corners, but I was just checking with the bushes behind us here, just where exactly those lights were pointing at, and just adjusting them before he goes into the stage. Second car on the road this morning, just after 7 o'clock. It's into this stage, so yeah, the sun will be up maybe 7:15. So really important that they get those lights set up properly. Now, the big question really this morning is about the conditions in the stage. Yesterday, what did we see? We saw a dry opening stage, then quite a wet second stage. The mountains up here had an awful lot of rain. The roads will be soft, that is absolutely for sure. There's every chance there will still be quite a lot of standing water in the stages. Just to let you know what the organisers have done as well. The organisers sent a car through the stages yesterday, recording the conditions in the stage, and all the teams have had access to those recordings. So therefore, the drivers have been able to have a look at their pace notes that they made during the recce and maybe adjust them a little bit, according to the changing and evolving conditions over the last few days. You know what? We're really high up here, and as I say, it is quite chilly. And yes, yesterday was dry, but it wasn't that hot. So, the conditions will still for sure be very tricky, very testing in the stages today. Let's have a little look around. It's interesting. Look, so Oit's got his low-level lights on. The Toyotas don't. Takasan's just got his normal headlights, hasn't gone with those low-level lights. 2 or 3 minutes does make a difference in the mornings. Good morning, Takasan. Oops, good morning. Let's have a look at those again. Come this way, Elliot. Just have a little closer look. We won't touch anything here, clearly. But these are really clever little lights. And it was relatively easy to adjust the angle of the lights. You don't want them changing involuntarily when you're coming through the stage. But those two, so they're picking up the corners. They're picking up the apexes. That's lighting the way ahead. The low-down lights picking up the corners. And it was just able to adjust the angle. There was quite a lot of angle there that they could adjust in those. Martin working away as always. Let's see if we can get a quick word with Oit just before he heads into the stage. Good morning, Oit Tanak. Saw you working on the lights there this morning. It is going to be quite gloomy under the trees for you, I guess, isn't it?
What is gloomy?
Gloomy, and just not dark, but not light either.
Yeah. It's kind of light there where probably the extra light doesn't make much difference, but yeah, to give some vision.
Got to be prepared, haven't you? What do you expect this morning in terms of conditions? You've had the videos from the organisers. What are they showing?
I don't know. I didn't look, to be honest.
Didn't you? You didn't have a look at all?
No.
But Martin had a look.
Probably, yeah. I think, yeah, he's more worried than I am.
It's always good. All right, we'll let you crack ahead. We'll ask Martin in a second then what the conditions are like. But he's just scraping off the excess from under the wheel arches. It's a good workout in the morning, Martin. It gets you nice and warmed up, doesn't it? Goodness me. He's a fit lad as well. Martin, Oit was saying you've had a look at the videos from the organisers about the conditions. What do the conditions look like in there?
Hopefully better than during Tureki.
You think it's still going to be quite wet, quite muddy?
Some sections for sure, yeah.
Good. Well, listen, take it easy in there today. So, yeah, some sections wet and muddy in the stage. You've got to know where those sections are. You build some confidence, you find some pace, you commit to the corners, and then the next one's full of mud and you're all over the road. It's knowing where the water is. It's knowing where those really difficult sections. Here, Aaron Johnson, he'll have spent all night studying those videos from the organisers. Let's have a word with Aaron. A few muddy sections, perhaps, Aaron?
I would say there's more than a few.
You think it's going to be quite wet generally through the stage, or damp through the stage?
Well, the video now that we've seen was like 24 hours old, so I would say it has dried up considerably, but there will still be plenty of wet.
Plenty of wet. So when you go through, you're actually. How do you know where to change your notes for those conditions? Oh, hello, hello. We got a new cameraman. Oh, hello. That is Chaka-san. Look, doing a little selfie. Taka-san, you've got a job. Anytime you want it, you've got a job. He doesn't
Thank you.
want to hear that.
That's nice to hear. Thanks.
How are you feeling this morning?
Yeah, good. Long day ahead, so going to be big challenge today as well.
We don't get too many days of 140 kilometres, and it's 140 really testing kilometres, particularly after the difficult wrecking.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for pace note and condition and everything. So, yeah, proper challenge for all of the drivers.
Have a good one out there today, Taka-san. Well done yesterday, boys. Don't forget, Taka-san had quite a difficult event here last year. He didn't have the best preparations. His day of testing was cancelled, and then, obviously, they missed out on the shakedown. So there we are. All quite calm. All quite calm. Look at it. Is it majestic? I guess it is. It is rather nice being fresh up here, isn't it, Aaron? It's the air's nice and clear, and it's cool, which is nice. The only thing that's missing is a coffee shop. But anyway, we'll get a coffee at some point. I've come out without a coffee. That rarely happens. One morning, 2 mornings a year where I come out without a coffee, and this is one of them. Little chat up there. Now, do you see that young looking lad? He's not quite as young as he looks with a camera. One of the world's very, very best motorsport photographers, Andre Lavadino. He'd been around. I remember seeing him on the stages for the first time in Cyprus, and he looked like a 12-year-old kid. Working with Nasser Al-Attiyah way back, nearly 20 years ago, not quite 20 years ago, 15 years ago. 15 years? Don't laugh, David Evans. It was round about 2007. How many years ago is that? Work it out, 16 years ago. He's been around that long. He doesn't look old enough, does he? Huh? I know, you're quite right. You're quite right. But yeah, very, very talented photographer indeed. Now,
I think that little patch is for on the door there.
to clean your boots, David. Just clean your boots. No, it's just to clean your boots. Yeah, we see that in Sweden, don't we? Sweden, they have the little rough pad on the side of the door to clean the boots. Okay, listen, what we're going to do, we're going to leave Taka-san to his notes. We're going to leave Oit to his preparations. All looks quite calm here. We are going to go and see whether we can find any other drivers and cars. Off we go up the mountain. Well, we've come down the mountain just a little bit, and look at this. Sometimes you realise how lucky you are. Don't you, Elvin? You must realise every day when you get in the car how lucky you are. But, this is our work. Out on a Saturday morning to this. It is very special, isn't it?
Yeah, I hadn't spotted it until you came, to be honest. So shows how much attention I'm paying.
You had spotted the kebab shop, and you parked above the kebab shop.
I hadn't, no, but you pointed that out as well.
You're an athlete, and your body is a temple. When did you last have a proper greasy kebab? You know, the ones that you have on a Saturday night when you've had a couple of pints. When did you last have one?
I must have had one this year. At
Really?
some point. I must have had one, yeah.
So you kind of treat yourself occasionally. Do you save up kind of merits, little points, and then go, okay, I'm going to have a blowout?
I'm not counting that hard, no. No.
It's only people like me that have to do that. Elvin, big battle for third place ahead of you today. Fantastic end to yesterday. I suppose trying to find that rhythm and that feeling right from the start this morning.
Yeah, hopefully. Let's see how it goes. Obviously, a tricky one to start. Let's see how we fare.
Good luck today. I'm not going to take any more of your time, Elvin. Likes to have his own little time in the morning. Let's have a look at this. Remember, Elvin and Sebastian Ogier ripped this rear top section, top plane, I suppose you would call this, off the spoiler. And when we talked to Kyle Lindstrom about it, it's all about it's about compromise, isn't it? It's performance against extra weight. You want to make it as efficient as possible, but it was almost as if someone had come along with a scalpel and surgically removed the top plane. It was just quite bizarre. But we've heard before, Elvin and Scott, that you've got a note, haven't you, Scott, for overhanging branches to try and avoid them at times where you reckon that they may damage the spoiler.
Yeah, I mean, it's something we look out for because, like you say, of recent we've seemed to have lost a few. But then even the advertising boards can take them off as well. So, yeah, we just have to be careful, yeah.
it does stick out quite a bit, doesn't it, really? Looking down the line, it's quite, what's the word? It's quite away from, it sticks out. I'll leave it to it, Scott. It's too early for me and I've had no coffee. And so there we go. Yeah, they have lost quite a few, the Toyotas. But, as I say, it's compromise. It's a compromise between weight and performance. It's got to do its job, though. So there we are. Let's see who else we can find on this glorious morning. Look at this. Just look at it. Look at it. We're way up in the mountains above Lamy. I know I'm not going to jump Elliot, cameraman. But it's glorious. So listen, anyone who is a fan of Mamma Mia, I've watched Mamma Mia 100 times because my kids loved it when they were younger. You see that island across there? If you go across that island, you've got Skiathos and Skopolis, and that is where they filmed Mamma Mia. It's about 80 kilometres from here. There you go. Useless information. Is that a lake, David Evans? It's the Mediterranean Sea. Do you know what? It's incredible looking at this. 2 mornings ago, it was absolutely catastrophic up here. You could hardly see your hand in front of your face. The rain was coming down, coming across horizontally. Look at it this morning. Wonderful. It would be more wonderful if we could find some rally cars. Let's head off and see what we can find. Don't get too close. It's too early. Don't get too close. Well, we've come a little bit further down the mountain. Didn't think we'd catch up with too many drivers because the start should have been a couple of minutes ago. It's a little bit delayed. That is Thierry Neuville's car behind us. Look. This is the great thing. Look, 3 of the best drivers in the world. I would argue very, very strongly right now that Kalle Rovanperä is the best motorsport driver anywhere in the world. Max Verstappen might disagree, but I'll argue with him about that. Sebastian Ogier, what can you say? 8 times world champion. And Thierry Neuville, there's some talent there. What other sport? What other form of motorsport do you get this? They're all having a wee chat and a little blether. Maybe, what would they be discussing? I don't know. We'll not interrupt. Yeah, do you want to test some of that water from there, Elliot? No, nor do I. Nor do I. Let's wander along. Let's wander. Not interrupt. It's just great, isn't it? Parked up just below a little village, heading into the stages. Rovanperä's car. Let's have a look here. Let's have a look here in the car. Let's have a look in the car, Elliot. Just from a distance, a discreet distance. We'll not look too closely in the car. But it is very compact in there, isn't it, on the driver's side in particular? Very, very compact. Very compact in there. Let's have a look. Kalle just getting himself ready. Thierry leading. He'll be the last of our Rally 1 cars into the stage. The little earpieces that go in for the comms. Now, we'll go and have a word with Yoni, because he's the man that knows everything. He'll know what time. Do we know how much we're delayed by, Yoni?
Well, I would say at least 20 to 30 minutes, at least.
20, 30 minutes. 20 or 30 minutes, that means time for a coffee for us. Yes. Do you get time for a coffee in the mornings? Are you a coffee man?
You get time if you want to come early to the service park, but now when I slept like 4 hours, I don't want to come like super early.
4 hours? Was that videos and extra study?
Yeah, and you have to come to service park like quite early because we are not staying at the service park, so it takes 30 minutes to come there, and it's a long day.
Any coffee this morning? Any breakfast this morning?
Breakfast, but not coffee. With the coffee, it's the issue that you don't have toilet anyway.
That comes with age as well, I tell you. You're quite right. Let's go have a word with Kalle Rovanperä. Kalle, did you have any coffee and breakfast this morning?
Yeah, breakfast like normal. I don't drink coffee at all.
Do you not? Do you drink? What do you drink? What is your drink of choice? You're not a beer man or anything like that? Not in the morning at this time, obviously.
Beer in the rally morning, no. I have some juice or something in the morning.
Yeah, good. How are you feeling about this morning? A really tricky day ahead.
All good. Long day.
Yeah, long day, difficult stages. Let's leave the boys to it. There's Thierry doing his little exercises in the sunshine. Can't decide where to go. I can't decide whether to go to Thierry or the champ. Thierry or the champ. Where do we go? You decide, Elliot. Oh, look, there's the go. This is a great thing. It is the great thing. A lot of people watching these videos, and we appreciate every single one of you watching. You know, the comments, surprised by how much access, you know, the public get to the drivers on the roads. That's rallying. That's the nature of rallying. David Evans got a point. Ogier first. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we'll head along, get Ogier then. Yeah, that's the nature of rallying. We're on public roads, we're up in the mountains, and you know, these drivers are very, very special indeed, and they give their time to their fans, they appreciate their fans. They probably do more selfies than just about anyone else. Now, Seb and Vinny, parked up on the curb. Again, remember on Oit's car we saw the low down lights? He was really the only one that was running those. Morning, Seb. How are you feeling this morning?
Good, thank you. A little bit early wake up, but
it's a beautiful day. I mean, sometimes we just have to just take it all in and realise how lucky we are to do what we do. Up here in the mountains, and after the troubles they've had in this area, it's just beautiful to see the sun again.
yeah, for sure. I think the people think exactly the same at the moment. They had a tough summer, first the fire, then the water, so the elements were not so nice with them. So no, it's nice to have basically normal weather again. Yeah, for us for sure, we are happy to be here. Try to continue like yesterday. The wake up was early, so it's going to be important to still find the rhythm straight away.
Wake up early and then a delay. I mean, delays are part of rallying, aren't they? But that's quite frustrating. You're ready to go, but then you've got to sit 20 minutes.
Yeah, it is, of course. We just talk about it when you wake up 5 o'clock in the morning and then wait, I don't know, more than half an hour maybe now. It's just, of course, yeah. But that's the way it is, and that probably Michelle is still in the stage, I heard, and I think she's doing her best for our safety, so we can't complain.
Now, if you really are stuck, just round the corner here, there's a lovely little coffee shop.
Well, I might be late for check-in then.
Well, it might be worth it. The coffee is that good. There we go, the champ. What a star. What an absolute superstar. Look, that is a memory that young kid will take with him forever. Forever. He'll be showing that to his grandkids in a few years' time. The day I met Sebastian Ogier outside the Vasilikia Mountain Farm and Retreat. So, we're still waiting. Look at the mud. The mud's from the other day when that rain came down. We're still waiting for a start time, I believe. Thierry Neuville, our leader. What a day you had yesterday, Thierry. It was a tough day, short day yesterday. Today is quite different. Is the approach different or is the approach the same?
The approach is the same. Good. The profile is maybe a little bit different.
And the conditions, what could be quite a bit muddier in the stages today.
Some sections will be still quite muddy, but yeah, some other sections should have dried up quite a lot.
Happy with your tyre choice, with what you've heard about the conditions out there this morning? You had to make the tyre choice last night. That's never easy.
Yeah, I mean, at least we're all on the same.
Everyone's on the same, yeah? They all gone, you think, with soft?
Except Sapeka and Tanaka, I think.
Yeah, that's understandable then, being at the front. The best of luck today, Thierry. A big day.
Thank you.
There we are, Thierry Neuville leading the rally. It's very close, isn't it? A couple of seconds between Neuville and Sebastian Ogier. That's going to be a great battle to watch today. We're also watching the battle for third place. That's really close. Rovanperä, Elfyn Evans. Lappy's not too far off that battle either. That'll be a great one to watch today. So, folks, we will be underway very, very shortly with the rally. Huge day ahead. Up in the mountains above Lamia. We then head, actually, after this stage, to the legendary Bauxite stage. I'm not sure it's called Bauxite this year. David, is it called Bauxite? It is called Bauxite. It's run in reverse, down the hill rather than up the hill. It's a classic day of rallying here in Greece. 140 kilometres to come, 140 kilometres of action and entertainment. Don't forget, dirtfish.com, Dirtfish Live Centre. We will bring you all the news as it happens on day 2 of the Acropolis Rally of Greece.